Hey everyone, today we're diving into the world of strut boots, those rubbery protectors that shield your car's suspension components from the elements. We'll be tackling the age-old question, when a strut boot gets damaged, should you repair it or replace it? In this video, we'll explore the signs of a damaged strut boot, the potential consequences of ignoring the issue, and the different repair and replacement options available. We'll also weigh the pros and cons of each approach, helping you decide the best course of action for your specific situation. So, whether you're a seasoned mechanic or a curious car enthusiast, join me as we delve into the world of strut boots and discover the best way to handle those pesky damages. Let's get started. A damaged strut boot can be repaired in some cases, but it's often recommended to replace it. The decision depends on the severity of the damage and the age of the boot. If the damage is minor, such as a small tear, it may be possible to patch it with a rubber sealant or tape. However, if the damage is more extensive, such as a large tear or a hole, the boot should be replaced. Strut boots are rubber or plastic covers that protect the shock absorber rod and seal from dirt, dust, and moisture. They also help to prevent the rod from rusting and corroding. Strut boots are typically made of a durable rubber or plastic material and are designed to withstand the harsh conditions of the road. Worn strut boots should be replaced as soon as possible. A worn strut boot can allow dirt, dust, and moisture to enter the shock absorber, which can damage the rod and seal. This can lead to a loss of performance and even a complete failure of the shock absorber. In addition, a worn strut boot can allow the rod to rust and corrode, which can also lead to failure. Here are some signs that your strut boots may need to be replaced. Visible damage. If you see any cracks, tears, or holes in the strut boots, they should be replaced. Leaking fluid. If you see fluid leaking from the strut boots, it means that the seal has failed and the boots need to be replaced. Squeaking or clunking noises. If you hear squeaking or clunking noises coming from the suspension, it could be a sign that the strut boots are worn and need to be replaced. Reduced ride quality. If you notice that your car's ride quality has deteriorated, it could be a sign that the strut boots are worn and need to be replaced. Damaged strut boots can be repaired in some cases, but it's often recommended to replace them. Worn strut boots should be replaced as soon as possible to prevent damage to the shock absorber. If you suspect that your strut boots may be damaged or worn, it's important to have them inspected by a qualified mechanic. Tools you'll need: flathead screwdriver, pliers, socket wrench. New strut boots. Grease. Instructions: remove the wheel. Loosen the lug nuts with the wrench and then lift the car with a jack. Once the car is jacked up, remove the lug nuts and take off the wheel. Remove the strut bolt. Locate the strut bolt on the top of the strut assembly. Use the wrench to loosen the bolt and then remove it completely. Remove the strut mount. The strut mount is located on top of the strut assembly. Use the wrench to loosen the nuts that hold it in place and then remove the mount. Remove the strut boot. The strut boot is a rubber boot that covers the strut rod. Use the flathead screwdriver and pliers to pry the boot off of the rod. Inspect the strut rod. Once the boot is removed, inspect the strut rod for any damage. If the rod is damaged, it will need to be replaced. Install the new strut boot. If the strut rod is not damaged, install the new strut boot. Make sure that the boot is properly seated on the rod. Reinstall the strut mount and bolt. Reinstall the strut mount and bolt, tightening the nuts and bolt to the proper torque specifications. Reinstall the wheel. Put the wheel back on and tighten the lug nuts. Lower the car with a jack and then tighten the lug nuts to the proper torque specifications. The cost of strut boot replacement will vary depending on the make and model of your car. However, you can expect to pay between $50 and $100 for the parts and labor. If you are comfortable doing the work yourself, you can save money by purchasing the parts and doing the work yourself. It is a good idea to replace the strut boots every time you replace the struts. If you are not comfortable doing the work yourself, you can take your car to a mechanic to have the strut boots replaced. Be sure to check your car's owner's manual for specific instructions on how to replace the strut boots.